Come on, YouTube. So it begins. It has begun. All right, the good news is it's not a strike. The bad news is it kind of makes me worry about where this is going to lead. Because we're talking about a 6-year-old video, a video from February of 2019, that all of a sudden YouTube has a problem with. And apparently the problem, let me find this. There we go. Apparently the problem is that Alex Jones is in it. Essentially, I used a video with somebody who's not allowed to be shown on the internet. Because it's basically like they're telling me I'm re-uploading InfoWars content. On a 6-year-old video that was heavily edited. It was a compilation to show, the video, in case you don't know, I played it on the live stream a couple live streams ago. We reacted to it because I think somebody requested it. And then conveniently, 9 o'clock today, it looks like they removed it. Joe Rogan versus Alex Jones Part 2, When Friends Go to War. Didn't follow our community guidelines. Already requested a review. Already denied. 15 minutes later, denied. It's weird, right? Because we're talking about a ban that was 8 years ago. Something like that. Like Alex Jones was banned 8 years ago. And when I posted this, it was pretty fresh. He had been just banned like months before. But yet then it was okay. It was fine then. Fresh off of Alex getting banned off YouTube. It was fine then. But then now, 6.5 years later, it's a fucking problem. So yeah. So I'm not even sure how to react to this. Do I have to remove everything that I've ever made that has Alex Jones' face in it? By the way, I already did start removing shit. Like any old school edits I made that was just an InfoWars broadcast that I edited, that I transformed to make a supercut out of, I had to remove those already. I'm not playing games. I'm not taking chances with that. Kind of sucks, but I did warn you guys a couple episodes ago to start backing up shit. If you like something, download it, save it, screen capture it, whatever you got to do. Because a lot of this shit I don't have backups for. And I don't trust YouTube in the long run because they've been playing this game. This is a repeated pattern with YouTube. Whereas I start having success and then YouTube has a problem. My reach crashes. I recover, start having success. YouTube has a problem. My reach crashes. The worst was 2023. I had a very successful video, the Stavros Halkias David Goggins one. And yet they didn't remove it, which, give them time. They still might. But they age restricted it and acted like it was like the worst fucking thing ever. And then my reach crashed. It just completely died. And it hasn't really recovered since then. But yeah, it's definitely a trend here. So I'm just wondering like where this is going to lead. They completely destroy my reach. And then I start having to do live streams. I start having to do other content to even make a buck, to even have any. Because by the way, I don't know if you guys understand how it works, but like YouTube and Facebook, they have this policy called reused content. And they don't care if you're making art and it's transformative and it took you 2 months to make it. I don't know, maybe some people got lucky and got monetized. I know a lot of people got denied monetization and they called it reused content. So I was lucky that I got monetized, but that's because I've always done live streams. I've always done other stuff. And I think that's what allowed me to be monetized. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have to go back and delete all of my supercuts. Because people think it's the live stream that's hurting my channel. It's not. It's that YouTube doesn't like the supercuts. And they don't like a lot of the topics I've made the supercuts on, especially the Alex Jones stuff. They really don't like that. And they're making that clear right now. And then, do I got to go and just remove everything that's ever had Alex Jones's face in it? Do I got to remove even the edits of Alex on Rogan's podcast? Do I got to remove all of that now? Like, I don't know. But what I'm worried about is that this is just the beginning. And that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's not going to be just removed. It's going to be removed and you got to strike. And it's going to be on multiple videos and my whole channel is going to be gone. That is a possibility. Hopefully that doesn't play out. Hopefully this is just a one-off where they just removed a video from 6 years ago and that's it. We'll see. But I definitely want you guys, I know some of you don't have X, but X is probably the best place to follow me. for wherever I go next. Because I will probably have to start doing live streams on multiple platforms. I've tried to just do it on YouTube just to kind of, centralize the audience and not have to spread it out and just be like one place to find me. But, if I lose my live streaming privileges or, the channel goes, X is probably the place to follow me so that you can actually get notifications when I'm going to go live and where I'm going live, which will probably be, if I do switch platforms, it'll probably be Kick. I'll probably do a multiple platform thing if I'm just not doing YouTube anymore. It'll probably be Kick, X, Facebook, maybe even Instagram Live. Who knows? I'll just do like every platform I have access to. But yeah, I just, this is not going to be a normal live stream. I just wanted to let you guys know. Yeah, I appealed the strike, Drift Wizard. It was 15 minutes later, it was denied. So, and again, this is coming on the heels of one of my most successful live streams I've done in a long time, which was this one, which got like 20,000 views. It nearly got like 1,000 concurrent viewers. And I was reacting to Alex Jones talking about Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson. So are they going to consider this Alex Jones's content too? Are they going to come and say, "Oh, you can't, this is not okay because it's Alex Jones"? It's like, no, but I'm reacting to something. It's not Alex Jones content. When I transform and add commentary, then it's my content. So I don't know. I don't know what the line is here. It doesn't make sense because if that old video, if that one was a problem, then there's so many other of my videos that are going to be a problem to YouTube. And that other one shouldn't have been a problem. Of course, the appeal process is just click appeal. There's nowhere to write anything like, hey, this is a transformative edit that is like a compilation of an entire fucking year's worth of back and forth between Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. And yeah, some of it is from InfoWars and some of it's from Joe Rogan's podcast. But now if that's a problem, I don't know. And then there's no outlet to go, hey, YouTube, you got it wrong, other than X, which maybe I can post and go, hey, YouTube, please look at my thing. I think you made a mistake. But they don't respond to me. Maybe they will this time. The few times I've asked for help on X from YouTube, they've never responded. They respond to other people, but they don't respond to me. So yeah, not really sure what the future holds. But go follow me on X. I just posted the link. The link's also in the description. Link's also in the chat. Hopefully it's just a one-off and it's not a trend where all of a sudden it's going to be just video after video after video getting taken down until I have 3 strikes and my channel's banned. I don't know. I'll give YouTube credit here. They didn't give me a strike for this one. That makes sense to me. It's like videos that you have approved and have been monetized for years. It's weren't a problem. And then all of a sudden, the clock strikes midnight and now it's a problem. Like, yeah, okay, you want to remove them, go for it. But to give me strikes for that would be kind of fucked. But I don't know. Maybe that was just the one that they were nice about and the next ones will be strikes. I don't know. All I know is I shouldn't even be here tonight. I was supposed to take the night off. I was going to be I edited a video earlier, which is a great fucking video. But I noticed my reach crashing the last couple days very drastically. Like some of the clips I've been putting out, which I thought would perform well, were like 2,000 impressions. It's like, what? So it's just not going out. So I saw kind of what you usually see before there's a problem, which is your reach crashes, which I've been seeing that consistently for a long time now. And yeah, I don't know, but follow me on X. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night. No, I don't post on Rumble because I get no views on Rumble, feel free to think. So it seemed like a waste of time. And I had everything ghosted on Rumble for a while. So everything I'd post on Rumble was, everything I'd post on YouTube was also posted to Rumble. And then that stopped. And then I went and looked at my Rumble views and like everything it was posting was getting no views. So I'm like, what's the point? Not a big fan of Rumble. I'm more of a fan of Kick at this point. I think Kick is the better service, especially for live streaming. But yeah, I'll probably also post to Rumble. I have a Rumble page. It's everything is the same name. It's at Pink Trip. So if any site you're on, you just remember the one is in the trip. You just search Pink Trip, type Pink Trip. You'll find me like on any site. It's all nobody else has that name. But yeah. So I didn't really fuck with Rumble. People will think maybe this is you getting spam reported or something. I don't think so. I think if I was getting spam reported, it would have been something it would have been on a newer video. It wouldn't be on a video from 6 fucking years ago, from February of 2019. I think, a lot of people think that part of my problems on YouTube is because I interviewed Alex Jones back in 2022. I don't know. There was definitely a huge drop in reach after that. But then in 2023, when I did the Stavros Halkias versus David Goggins one, where, you know, David bullies him for being fat, that's when I really saw the biggest drop off. And it's weird because you have like your best performing video ever that's just going nuts. And then after that, it's just dead. And it's like, And, you know, people think you're just crazy, but it's like, well, it's not like this is happening in a vacuum. I'm seeing YouTube demonetizing videos. I'm seeing YouTube removing old videos, which they did in 2020. They removed one of my Bill Gates, Alex Jones ones as well. And I'm seeing every time I have a video that kind of breaks out, all of a sudden it's demonetized or age restricted. And then my next videos get like no reach. At a certain point, it's not fucking coincidence. You know what I mean? It's not. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, this is a warning. And it's not going to be I'm not going to wake up tomorrow to fucking 20 videos that are removed. Who knows? But yeah, I'm removing everything that has InfoWars in it. It's quite a few videos now. It sucks. I don't want to have to remove them, but YouTube's kind of making me have to remove them at this point because I can't leave them up and risk this escalating and, you know, losing my channel. So anything with Alex Jones in it, you might want to back it up. You might want to go save it. I don't know about the live streams. Like, Jesus, this is the thing. I don't know where the line is. Like, I can't even react to like, Alex on his show and give my opinion of what he's saying. Like, so what is it? Like, am I just not allowed to show Alex Jones? Like, clearly I'm not allowed to just upload his content on its own. Like, I'm not allowed to take InfoWars on its own and just upload it. But if I'm adding transformation to it, if I'm editing it to make a comedy piece, or I'm adding commentary and giving my point of view, at that point, I'm not just I'm not posting Alex Jones's show. I'm doing my show and reacting to a moment that happened on the internet, which has always been fine. It's always been fine. They've been monetized. They've never had an issue. And then all of a sudden it's an issue overnight. So I don't know if it's the automatic bots that are doing this, if it's some blue-haired lunatic that's doing this. I don't know, man. But I've kind of felt like YouTube is on the way out when it comes to being able to earn a living. I think eventually they're going to go the way of Facebook, which Facebook makes it nearly impossible for you to earn a living. They'll let you earn a living for a little bit, and then they come in. They do this to everybody. They didn't just do this to me. This story, I've heard it across the board 100 times. They lure you in with the promise of like monetization. You start going viral. You start making some big paychecks, and then all of a sudden it's a problem once they got to pay you a big paycheck. And then they just like want you to just, because I think a lot of these sites, they realize like they don't really need to pay people. People are going to post. They're going to have content whether or not they pay people. So eventually, why would they pay people when they don't have to? Right? I think that's eventually what's going to happen with YouTube. So we'll see. What's up, everybody in the chat? Self-censoring. Yeah, Philip, I should just leave all those videos that are like old and nobody watches them anymore. I should leave them up for nobody to watch them. And I get it. Maybe 1 or 2 people watched it in the last week. I can see the analytics. There might be like 1 view in the last 7 days and then maybe 2 views. And then so I should leave those up to get my channel removed. Just to what? To own who? Myself? Who would I be owning in that case? Myself? So that when I get demonetized and all of a sudden I don't get my paycheck from YouTube, and then now I don't know how to pay rent because I don't have my paycheck, because that's what they do. They'll demonetize you. You know, say like, a couple days from now, I'm supposed to get paid. If YouTube demonetized me right now, all of a sudden I wouldn't get paid in a couple days. Do you realize the situation that would put me in? Do you realize how fucked that would be? But yeah, I should be all balls to the wall and just leave everything up. No, dude, it's old content. If people have been up for fucking a long time, if people like that content enough, go fucking save it and you can post it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. But it's not doing me any good anymore being on my channel. And it's not that I have a problem with the content or I don't like it. It's fucking YouTube doesn't. So I don't know, man. I got like 25 evergreen videos. I thought I would have evergreen videos too, cannabis review. But for some reason, they just, they used to have a lifespan where they would still get views. But then at a certain point, that just stopped happening. All my old shit just doesn't get circulated anymore. And it's clear, I don't know like what the logic is behind it, but they have some sort of issue with it. There's some sort of issue there. And it could just be the jokes, they're not, they're too insensitive and they're too hateful, the jokes. I don't know, man. Clearly, just having Alex Jones' face in something, that's a problem. Not to mention the jokes on top of that. That can be kind of edgy. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I just hope I don't lose my channel. I hope I don't wake up tomorrow or in a week and all of a sudden, I got 5 more of these emails and all of a sudden my channel's gone. Because then, then I'm pretty fucked. I mean, I'm glad I got like a loyal live stream audience. Like, this is what I don't want to lose right now. Like, it'd be fine if I get demonetized, like that would suck. But I could move all the donations over to like a third party setup, where it doesn't go through YouTube. I could probably still survive that way. It would really suck though. It would really, really, really fucking suck bad. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just figured I'd let you guys know because if something does happen, you guys are gonna, that's it. I've lost contact with you guys, and I don't know. Maybe some of you will go look for me on another platform, but a lot of people probably won't. So if you do have X, go follow me once again on X. I don't post on Odyssey anymore, Andy, because Odyssey sucks. I think the only place, I think BitChute is the only one that's still uploading my shit, still ghosting my channel or whatever it's called. Like when I upload to YouTube, it'll also get uploaded to BitChute. But yeah, I think for the live streams, because specifically I'm talking about the live streams, how to find the live streams if I can't do them on YouTube, go to X. That's where you'll know for sure where my live streams will be. They'll probably end up being on multiple platforms. Like I said, Rumble, Kick. I'll probably do X as well. Maybe even Facebook until they ban me from there. But yeah, so that's it. I just wanted you guys to know, basically, go follow me over on X because who knows what the fuck's going to happen at this point. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's a one-off. I'm hoping this is a one-off. Maybe they'll come back and realize they made a mistake. It happens. It's rare. It's rare, but it happens. And yeah, they'll fix it because according to their own fucking shit, it should not have been something that they removed. It's a transformative edit, capturing a large thing. Like, so, like if Alex Jones does something on his show that I want to react to and add commentary to, like, I can't do that unless I don't play any clips from his show. Like, is that the standard? Because if that's the standard, a lot of people are going to be in trouble. There's a lot of left-wing sites that are playing Alex Jones clips and reacting to them. So, are we going to pick and choose who's a problem and who's not? Which they do a lot. They do that a lot. Like, oh, it's okay when this guy does it, but it's not okay when this guy does it. So, yeah. I don't know, we'll hang out a little more, but this is not going to be a long stream. I just basically wanted to let you guys know what was going on. And yeah, and point out this, like, this was, one of the few live streams that kind of kicked off. Got 20,000 views, which is almost triple what my normal viewership is for a live stream. Almost quadruple sometimes, yeah, because my live streams are usually like 2 to 4K, and this is 20K. And then boom, every time, like clockwork, have success, and then there's a problem. There's always a problem, and it just makes no sense. Thank you, John. I'm glad you like my supercuts. Hope you're doing good, John. I saw you saying earlier, John, that you don't have X. I think even if you don't have X, you can probably still see my page, right? I don't know if they changed that, but I don't think you need to be logged into X to see my profile. So just save the link, Dude, I'm sure they're going to have a problem with fat end season videos too, Green Juice. I'm sure it's considered AI slop and they're just going to demonetize it. I mean, that's another thing. If you're seeing the updates from YouTube, the kind of content I'm making, it's getting labeled as just AI slop and they don't want to monetize it. So there's 100 different issues that YouTube has with everything, It seems like impossible if you're trying to like, I don't know, man. Like if you're a hot chick just doing makeup tutorials, you're good. I don't think there's a problem there. But if you're doing comedy, there's always something that's a problem. Or you're reacting to like cultural shit or getting involved in like political discussion, which I don't think they have a problem with that. I think they prefer my live streams. They prefer this level, this kind of content. It's always been the supercuts that have been the problem with the algorithm and with YouTube. And I'm not just saying that to say that. It's, it's a pattern that I've seen emerge over and over and over again. And I know people just make the supercuts. And again, I will make supercuts. I have ideas for supercuts now. They're just a lot of work. They take a lot of time. And then in the back of my mind is like, every time I do it, am I just going to get further throttled and further shadow banned because YouTube doesn't like that shit? So I don't know, man. But definitely my views have crashed ever since the last, I don't know, couple days. Look at the clip I put out today. Where's the one I put out today? Do I still have it up? Yeah, I'm an AG, entitled drunk lady. Thinks rules don't apply. It's a fucking brilliant clip, dude. I was laughing my ass off putting it together. And yeah, it's just got no push. Let's see how much reach I got from this. 7,000 impressions. Wonderful. Yeah, the click-through rate's pretty low. I guess this thumbnail's not working for people. I don't know, man. Figured that'd be something people would be interested in. But yeah, the thumbnails and the click-through rates, I expect those to drop off. There's like live streams, this type of content is just going to have lower click-through rates. Sometimes I've had a few that have had really high click-through rates. But yeah, for me, if I don't have like a 10% plus click-through rate, YouTube hates it. But then I've seen other creators where they could have a 4% click-through rate and get hundreds and thousands, fucking millions of views off a 4% click-through rate. So I don't know. I'm already here, dude. We'll chat. What's up? Let's do an AMA. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat? Truth Social Rumble. Truth Social. Truth Social. Isn't that fucking Trump's site? Is Truth Social got video? I don't know. I was a little weirded out with Truth Social. You know, I hate having multiple fucking platforms to deal with. I like to just have one platform, but then these platforms make it impossible because there's always a fucking problem. They're trying to stop you from showing Alex Jones hot takes. I don't know, man. A lot of people react to Alex Jones clips and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, why is mine a problem? And then, like, are they changing the rules now to where if somebody's banned from the platform, you can't even talk about them? You can't react to something they said or something they did? Because it's never been that way before, clearly. I don't know, man. This, if I could understand it, and I'm like, oh, okay, clearly, you know, this here is a problem or whatever, it would make more sense. But so many of the times, it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like when they age restrict a video for sexual gratifying content, and it's like there is no sexual gratifying content. There's no way you can look at this video, and I'm talking about the Goggin Stavros Halkias one. There's no way you can look at this video and say it's sexually gratifying content. So it doesn't make any sense. You start to feel like, why are they targeting me? Right? It feels like I'm being targeted. That's what it feels like. But yeah, I don't know. Even Asmongold is multi-platform now. You have to. Yeah, I kind of feel like I have to. It's just it gets really frustrating when you go to another platform and you got to start from scratch, and it's just like, But I am on BitChute. Like everything I post on here has been getting uploaded to BitChute for like 8 years now. So that is one place to find backups, but I don't live stream on BitChute. I don't even know if you can. But yeah, I'm gonna have to probably next stream. I'll probably do. I'm already on Kick, by the way, at Pink Trip on Kick. You can find me. I haven't done anything there, but I have an account set up there. And I will probably really soon, if not the next episode, even if I'm on YouTube, I'm going to start multi-streaming to Kick, to X, to fucking probably Rumble as well. And yeah, I kind of have to at this point because I just don't trust YouTube. I don't trust them. Someone at YouTube must fancy you. No, they don't. Someone at YouTube doesn't like me. But again, look, I love the people of India. But a big mistake Facebook made was they outsourced their community moderation and like policy violation stuff to India. And it's been a complete fucking disaster. Okay? And I think YouTube is now doing the same thing. So if YouTube goes the way of Facebook to where like it's like everybody gets demonetized as soon as they start making money, it almost feels like in Facebook, like Facebook is running a scam. Like the workers at Facebook are running a scam. Because they'll fucking ban you for the most ridiculous shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, there's people from India in your fucking DMs saying, hey, talk to my friend. He knows this and that. And then some of these people actually do get you unbanned because they have access to the tools of Facebook. So it's almost like there's people working for Facebook, banning people and then blackmailing them to get payment so that they can restore it. So It's just a lot of shady shit going on. And I mean, I don't know if that's 100%, but it sure seems that way. It sure seems that way. They're just out. Well, they've been outsourcing it to AI for a while, but you can't. AI is a disaster at these sort of things, dude. You know, you gotta. Maybe you use AI to initially flag it, but if they have nobody, like no human to review it, it's gonna make so many mistakes, dude. It's gonna be a fucking disaster, dude. It's gonna be a fucking disaster. But yeah, I mean, this is why we need people in America deciding for
Spocko
Americans.
super chatted $1.99. You have a shitty boss.
Say that again, Spocko. You know, all of us on YouTube have a shitty boss, dude. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Because, you know, people build careers on here. And then overnight, your career can just be gone and you don't even understand why. And then everybody sits back. Like for me, getting completely throttled. I don't even call it a shadow ban. I call it throttling. Because that's what it felt like to me. Not a shadow ban.
Super chatted $1.99. YouTube AG needs to be arrested.
Yeah, yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I love YouTube. They're the greatest ever. Okay, YouTube, are you listening? You guys are great. You have the best platform for video. But I don't know, man. The way you guys run things, it does need to change. It really needs to change. But yeah, I don't know, man. YouTube clearly sucks. But I wouldn't say anybody needs to be arrested, MMAKO. That might be going a little too far. But yeah, I would like to see the government get involved and actually enforce, you know, the platform publisher distinction and actually enforce it in a way that actually helps freedom of speech. But that won't happen. Yeah, I'm sucking up Happy Days. Oh yeah, come on, YouTube, please, please, YouTube, please. I'm just a little old red-headed boy. Don't do that to me, YouTube. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's. I'm taking this better than I have in the past. You know, the worst was really January 2023. It was around my birthday. It was I was already struggling big time with YouTube. Like everything I was putting out was just not getting the reach I thought it should get, and it was weird. And then all of a sudden, January, I put out that video, which it was like to me was just going to be a banger. The Stavros Halkias, David Goggins one. And then I saw finally, like I was getting the level of reach on a video that I used to get. And I was like, oh, and it's kind of like a moment of relief that you get as a creator where like you're trying so hard and things aren't working and you just can't like figure it out. And then finally something works and there's like a sense of relief. Like, oh, I could actually like take a couple days to just relax and stop thinking about YouTube. And then I wake up the next day and the video's age restricted and it's dead. The views went from like 30,000 an hour to like nothing. And most of my shit since then, it's like very little reach, very little recommendations. Any videos that have done well have mostly been because of search. People search them out. And if I hit the right topic that people are searching for, then it can get some views. Just like this one that got 20K here. This is mostly from people searching. And I guess maybe YouTube doesn't like that because that's kind of like your way around their recommendation system. Like, oh, we want to keep you here and you're getting above that because the search. So now we're going to have to actually like remove some shit. I don't know, man. It's what sucks. You know, everybody's in the dark. You can tell like things are being, it's like you wake up every morning and you know somebody was messing with shit, but you can't prove it. You don't have any cameras to go like, oh yeah, this person came in and took my fucking Doritos. And you're like, something's missing here. Something ain't right. Like that way, you know, something's going on, but you can't prove it because it's all behind closed doors. You can't see any of it. And then they don't tell you anything. They send you some response. You reply. You say, oh, I dispute this. And then it comes back, nope, dispute denied. And that's it. You got nothing after that. You know, unless you're like famous and you got a Hollywood agent, and that's the two-tiered system. If you have an agent, you have, you know, then you have usually backdoor ways to reach out to YouTube to get these sort of things sorted out. Little old me can't do that. No one cares about me. YouTube doesn't mind the Fuentes ones. Well, at this moment, they don't, MMAKO. I mean, he's another one who's banned off the internet. So like the same thing with Alex should probably apply to Nick. Right? So I don't know. I would just say YouTube, if you want to remove videos, Have at it. To me, it's ridiculous that you fucking ban people when you could just remove the videos and go like, we don't want this on our platform. Right? So yeah, have at it. Remove all the videos you want. But if you start giving me strikes, that's going to really hurt YouTube. That's going to really hurt, dude. You don't want to do that to me. So I don't know. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Say a little prayer. And we'll let's hope this doesn't get worse. Here, I can just see her. I'm probably gonna get banned just for showing Alex's face right here. Let me go with yeah. Let's get Alex off of there before I get banned for showing Alex's face. I don't know, man. It did seem like YouTube was getting better in some ways, but to me, it felt like YouTube was kind of going the route of like, instead of like publicly banning people and then turning them into martyrs, let's just restrict their reach and completely kill how many people that are seeing their videos. That's what it feels like they did to me. I was saying that earlier. I don't think it's a shadow ban. I think it's like a throttling. It's like, oh, we're just not going to really put this in front of a lot of people. And that's it. You can kill somebody by doing that. You know? I mean, you can kill their career, their YouTube career. And it happens to a lot of people. It does. I'm not the only one. And just overnight, they're just, boop, that's it. They don't like you. The difference with me is I got monetized, so it seemed like there was no problem until all of a sudden there was. Challenge Joe Rogan to a fight.
Incorporated super chatted $6.66. Challenge Joe Rogan to a fight.
Yeah. I don't think that would go very well for me, Green Juice. I mean, he is old, but he could still easily kick my ass. He could kick my ass without even breaking a sweat, I'm sure. Yeah. But yeah, start a fight with Rogan, start talking shit about Rogan. Yeah, the algorithm would love that. People would love that. But that's what fake people do. They go, oh, if I start a fight with this person, even though I like them, but if I fight with them, I get more views, then yeah, I'll start fighting with them. But for me, I just want to fight with people I don't like. And I like Rogan, so I'm not going to do it just because it'd give me a lot of views. That's kind of bitch-made shit. But that's what a lot of YouTubers do, man. Maybe I need to be that way. Maybe I need to be that way. Just whatever for the views, dude. Whatever. Let me bring my fucking 8-year-old son on stream and you know, yeah. That's not me, dude. Joe Rogan has more than dad strength. He's got dad strength plus steroid strength plus a lifetime of fighting strength, gorilla strength. He's got a lot of strengths. Joe Rogan is not to be fucked with. For me, anyway. Like if you're you know, a fucking gigantic MMA fighter, Joe Rogan's no problem. But for little old me, you know, who's just a little athletic but not trained in fighting, I know how to throw a punch, but I'm not a trained fighter. Yeah, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, dude. It'll be easy. It'll be easy. Don't be that guy, Ping. What guy's that, Mateo? The guy that starts shit just for views? Yeah, no, I don't do that. I just speak my mind, and that starts enough shit on its own. Just speaking your mind's enough for me. You know, being unfiltered and speaking my mind is enough to start fucking shit. Like look at the Nick Fuentes stuff, and now the Hassan stuff. You know. But yeah, I don't think it was people reporting my shit. I don't think it was people mass flagging me. I don't know. YouTube just overnight decided to have a problem with the video 6 years ago. Maybe it is people mass flagging me. I don't know. But I really don't think that's what it is. I think YouTube has a problem because my live streams have really leaned into talking about Alex because I follow Alex. I find him fascinating. He's one of the most entertaining people on this planet.
Corn Pop underscore 82 super chatted $5. Lol, the Liver King guy challenged Rogan. That was crazy. Yeah,
and it got him more views for a while. It got him more attention. But how long does that last, you know? You have to keep, you got to keep the blood sports going every day or it just kind of falls off. People lose interest. But yeah, I got to check up on Liver King again. I wonder what he's up to. I mean, you got me thinking about Liver King. Has there been any new videos from Liver King? Because he did have
Happy Daisy super chatted $2. Ask Joa to make a call to you on your behalf.
Yeah, people don't do that, dude. It's hard to get people to do that. It's hard to get them to even see your messages. Especially somebody like Rogan. Rogan, like, I've sent him enough unanswered DMs on X that I'm like, okay, I'm not sending anymore. It's looking like I'm a stalker now. And it's over like a 5-year period, you know, where I've sent him a message like once, maybe like every 2 years. But I don't like that when you're talking to someone and you send them like 3-4 messages and they don't reply. At that point, stop sending them messages. You're just going to look like a stalker. But yeah, that's the problem with Rogan. And then people like that will tell you, oh, don't worry about it. Just they get buried. So you got to keep sending it to me. Just keep sending it to me. Just keep sending it to me. It's like, I just feels weird doing that. I don't like doing that. See, Liver King, is he back? Did he delete all of his fucking videos? Holy shit, Liver King deleted all of his videos. Or no, this is another Liver King, sorry. This is the Liver King. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see. Liver King. For some reason I have a hard time finding his actual. There we go. Yeah, no, still, yeah, he's it looks like he's taking a real break and spending time with his family, so that's cool. Hopefully he'll get over whatever mental health issue he's having. Or at least if he's, you know, if he's completely mental, it might be the time to like retire. Just let like somebody else sell your supplements. You got enough money. You're just like you're just destroying the credibility of your family or the reputation of your family. You should do some Mark Maron edits. Mark's kind of boring, dude. I've talked about Mark. I talked about him on a couple episodes ago. I think he's really jealous of Joe and Joe's success at podcasting, and it's just another one of these guys that's doesn't like comedians who are don't have the same politics as them, which I think is kind of bitch made. Because I've said it before, like there are plenty leftist politicians or comedians, like Bill Burr, for example, who I probably disagree with a fuckload of shit, but I still think Bill Burr's funny. He can still make me laugh. I'm not gonna fucking talk about how Bill Burr's ruining comedy because he sucks Gavin Newsom's dick. Like, no, he's still funny, dude. But yeah, Mark Maron is bitch made, man. Mark Maron needs to focus on himself and figure out how to make better comedy and do a better podcast that people actually want to watch. Yeah, you are the VIP, John. Hope you're doing good, bro. But John, I'm sure you'll find me if I get kicked off YouTube. Just search all the websites and just type Pink Trip. Just go to all the websites, John. Yeah, Witkowski Fighting Sickness. Yeah, I like Sam too. I've had Sam on. I'll probably have Sam on again. I gotta ask him to come on again. It's been a while. But yeah, Sam's hilarious. He's another one who's been destroyed by the algorithms. You know, he's another one who they're throttling his shit. You know, he talks about a lot of shit they don't like. Conspiracies, you know, if you get into like you could, that's one of the fucked up things about YouTube. You could have built a huge channel talking about conspiracies, and then all of a sudden YouTube's like, well, we don't like conspiracies anymore. And all of a sudden you get no reach. And then everybody's like, oh, well, you just suck now. And it's like, no, YouTube like took this down. YouTube didn't remove it, but it was like, we're just not going to share this out. And then you get to the point where you're making content for an audience that doesn't even get it delivered to them. It's like, what can you do there, dude? I think the magazine analogy is the best one. You know, it's like if you started your own magazine, but you just wanted to worry about the magazine, so you hired this other company to like deliver and manage your subscriptions, and then one day they're like, yeah, we're just going to decide who wants to get your magazine. We're going to ignore the people that like subscribe to it, and we're just going to decide whether they want it or not based on some algorithm that tracks how much of the magazine they read and whether they open the magazine quick enough. And it's like, what? I mean, these people subscribe. Just give them my shit. I think it would be fucking wonderful for the internet if they brought back the old school. Like, it would be simple to just be like, okay, the homepage is just people you follow. So yes, it's an algorithm, but it's just the people you're actually subscribed to. And then you have another tab that's like Discover. And it's shit that recommended to you based on what you like, but that you're not subscribed to, so you can discover new channels you might want to subscribe to. That would be the most sensible thing to do. But it seems clear to me that YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube wants to be the daddy, and it wants to decide what people see. And that kind of setup is just not good when you want that kind of control. So you take away. You make the homepage basically filled with people you're not subscribed to, you recommended shit that you never signed up to see. And then the things you did sign up, well, it's in that subscription tab that nobody ever clicks on. I think that would be better for the internet too, man. I think it would. You know, people would probably get less views. That's what people don't realize. If you were only just going out to your followers, you'd probably get less views because you don't get all that free promotion. But at least you'd reach the audience that actually fucking signed up to see your shit. Yeah, you can all be AGs, bro. Yeah, that video was crazy, wasn't it? Watching it back again when I was editing it today, that second lady, I can tell she was actually the problem. The friend, like the hotter, younger friend, I think she was the problem the whole time. Because there's a point where, like, at the beginning, where you could tell the AG, like, turns to her and is, like, giving her the riot act, like, you're going to get me in trouble, stop, and blah, 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 blah. And that lady was just fucking insane. So I think at the end of the day, her crazy fucking friend from college is probably going to get her to lose her entire career. Because they're already investigating the AG. She's probably going to be gone.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2. Next edit Fic Nuance versus Nick Fuentes lol.
Yeah, the algorithm would love that, huh? Yep. Yeah, that's the Shamian style. And poor Shamian never got monetized. When he went, when he hit the point where he could apply for monetization, they denied him and said he was reused content. Now, what was the difference with me? I was doing live streams. I've been doing live streams since 2018. I started with Pink Trip Speaks, where I was playing like a goofy character. I was playing like this crazy far leftist. It was, leaned in heavily into the satire and parody. The whole show was just a big fucking joke. It was great. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. But then the thing when you do shit like that, people don't like understand it's a joke. And then they start attacking you and thinking everything's real. And they're like, oh, this guy's so fucking weird and this and that. It's like, dude, I'm playing a character. It's a fucking bit. So that gets old doing that when people don't fucking get it. And then they just start attacking you and thinking you are that person and not understanding the joke. That's not fun. But yeah, that's why I got monetized, dude. From content like that. So yeah. Fun times, guys. Xiaomi and his legend. Yeah, the Jordan Peterson versus Peter Jordanson. That one was huge. That was a huge YouTube poop back in the day. And yeah, they just unfortunately, I think this is Much Dank too is another one who got totally fucked over. Much Dank. I don't know if he ever got monetized. I have a feeling he didn't, but then I never confirmed, and I don't know if he ever talked about it, but it seemed like he never got monetized, and he blew up. 2018 to 2021, he blew up, had 2 million subscribers. He got 10 times the subscribers I got. Still shut down. Still stopped reaching his audience. The reason he's not posting anymore is because of that. I don't know. Maybe there's other stuff going on in his life. I heard he's also a musician. That's a rumor because I don't think anybody knows for sure. But he's also like kind of this musician who's got a pretty decent following. So maybe he decided to just switch to that. But no, obviously, when you got 2 million fucking subscribers and you're doing edits that take an insane amount of time to make, and then they're only getting like 60,000 views, and you're like, oh, $120 for like 6 days of work. Can't keep doing that forever. So you write it out, you hope it improves, you keep working harder, you try to make your videos better, but nothing changes that because YouTube has set you into a category where you're just not preferred anymore. You got to take a back seat to everybody else. No matter how good your videos do, no matter how much the audience likes it, it just doesn't matter. They've throttled your reach. Your impressions are limited. So, shout out to Much Dank. I hope he's doing well. Dude's very talented. Editing stresses me out. Yeah, that's the other thing too, Sassy. It's not very healthy. Like normal editing, like what I did today, took me 2 or 3 hours to throw that little clip together. Added a little bit of a touch to it, but not much. Is real light editing. But when you're talking about like creative editing, transformative editing, the editing that I did for the last 6 or 7 years, it is draining as fuck. Because for me to make a good edit like that, I can't really step away too much from it. Like I have to be in it for a long time. Otherwise, if I step away for a day and come back, like I'll lose the idea or the feel of what I was doing.
Hiatus Humanus super chatted $2. It's almost like it is more of a publisher, huh?
Oh yeah, they absolutely act like a publisher, Hiatus. So 100% they act like a publisher. And, the government just lets them do whatever the fuck they want. The government doesn't enforce the difference between a publisher and a platform. And it seems like the government is actually happy about it because now they have a tool for censoring people. But they can be hands off and be like, well, we didn't do it. It's okay if a private company does it. but we didn't do it. And and then they come up with new things like it's freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. And it's like, it's just scummy because again, it's like you build this business using this service whose job it is to connect you with the customers and put your product in front of customers. And then one day that business just decides that, no, we're not doing that no more. I don't know how there's not antitrust lawsuits. I don't know how. It's because we have a government that doesn't really care about us anymore. That's really what it is. The government has no interest. Politicians have no interest in actually serving the people and making life better for people. And that's what happens. You know, corporations can just, you know, stick it right up your butt and nothing can be done about it. Especially when they have a monopoly and there's nowhere else to go. And yeah, I know there's Rumble and I know there's this, but when you're talking about like the level of video and like the algorithm, which by the way, as much as we like to shit on the algorithm is what makes YouTube better than all these other platforms. Like you look at Rumble, I post on Rumble, no views because it has no algorithm to go, oh, this is Pink Trip, and let me find the followers of Pink Trip from other platforms and share it to them on Rumble because they like it, so they're clearly going to like it on Rumble. Or let's find the people that like these short comedy edits and parody sketches, and let's, you know, it's just like if you're not on the front page, you don't exist. And those type of sites suck to me. It's like, what's the benefit to me on a page like that? If I'm not going to be on the front page, I don't exist. And you have no way of surfacing my content to your users so that you can help me bring in an audience, which is going to make me money and make you money as well. So yeah, YouTube is still the best at that. YouTube is still the best at, like, if you it can be hit or miss, but if you make a video that resonates with an audience.
Hiatus Humanus super chatted $2. It's because we don't bring a massive class action.
Yeah, but can you with Section 230? It's like you can't even sue them, can you? Like they have all the protections. You know? I don't know. It's almost like the government has to step in and do it. Or some of these states need to step in and do it. I don't know. But yeah, from my understanding, YouTube is completely protected by Section 230 because they're a platform and they're not responsible for anything. But yet they have like these limited like cutouts for moderation, which I agree with. I think there should be like a limited ability to moderate based on what you want your platform to be, right? Like if you're a music site and people are uploading videos and you just want music, like, okay, you can decide what type of platform you want to be. You want to be a platform that is for children and not for adults. So you want to remove adult content. Like, okay, I that's fine with me. Or like if you're YouTube, you don't want hardcore pornography, you want to remove that. Yeah, that's fine. But then they take that little sliver and then they now it becomes, oh, we just don't like what you said. You had a bad opinion. You supported the wrong person. You talked about somebody who shall never be talked about. So now you're a bad guy because you showed Alex Jones's face and made a funny edit of him. You know, it just always goes out of control. But yeah, I don't know. This is again one of my biggest disappointments with Trump on his first term. Was like you don't see all of your base, your supporters who voted for you getting totally fucked and banned and shut off of everything. You don't see people's free speech being trampled on while you're president, and you do nothing about it. And now we're in his second term, and he's still doing nothing about it, which is not surprising. In fact, he will probably end up, banning more people. He'll probably end up using this the same way the last administration used it, like with the Twitter files and yada yada. It sucks, dude. There's nobody looking out for the American people. That's the reality. Like we have no daddy. We have no parental guardian to sit there and go, hey, this isn't right what you did to my kid. No one cares. You're an orphan. You're an orphan in the world. And the government's just sitting there going, give me your tax dollars so we can fucking get rich over here. But if you need anything, I'll just send a letter to your local congressman that they'll never fucking read. Anyway, he's the Swamp Thing. Why would he drain the swamp? Well, yeah, you're right, Hiatus. He is the swamp now. He talked a big game. And, he claims that he wants to be loved. He wants to be viewed as the guy who saved the country and ended war and all that. Well, I mean, that's great if you end the Russia-Ukraine war, but how about actually, like, addressing freedom of speech? Isn't that a big deal? Like, if you care about this country, you care about what this country stands for, and then you sit back and you watch the fucking town square get bought out by private corporations, and now people's free speech is being trampled on. Like, if you care about the Constitution, you care about this country, shouldn't that be something you get serious about? Yeah, Dalcaney, that I don't know why they wouldn't have that. He says, I wish YouTube had a block feature for channels you never want to watch. There is those little three dots that you can be like, don't recommend this. But I've done that before and still been recommended content I didn't want. So it's not a foolproof thing. Doesn't seem to always work. But yeah, there should be a block, right? Like if you don't like this content, you block it. You know, have like maybe a rating system where like instead of just being 18 and up, maybe you have like 13, PG-13 or rated R, and you can rate your own shit. And yeah, there's just no incentive to make the product better when you're a monopoly. That's the biggest problem with monopolies. You don't have to actually try anymore. you have all the fucking market share, and you know, maybe one day people will fucking revolt and go to Rumble or go to fucking some other site. But the problem is, again, those sites just aren't as good. They're just not as good. Like Kick and Twitch, they can compete because Kick is like offering a similar service to Twitch. But no one can offer a service that gets to the level of YouTube. And again, the algorithm is where it's at. And then you wonder, a site like Rumble, how hard is it to develop an algorithm? Like, is it just a money thing? You don't have like the ability to pay the fucking coders and everybody to like develop an algorithm that kind of mimics an early YouTube algorithm, where you just, you know. And then I think Google's big advantage is that they have so much data off platform as well, because they have people's email accounts. Like Google is like literally tracking everything you do, so they know everything you like. So when you go on YouTube, you know, YouTube already has a good idea of what you might like just based off your email and whatever, you know, your Google searches. Everything you've ever done on a Google product, which is everybody's done a fucking lot, you know? So it's hard to have that advantage because there's only one Google. So again, the government should step in and probably break up Google. It's you know, it may sound scary, but it was actually one, like I was really young, but I lived through the AT&T breakup of the 80s. You know, AT&T, I think, got broken up into like 8 companies. And I remember, you know, my dad was, you know, telecommunications. He was a contractor. He worked in central office, which is where you have all the equipment for landlines, you know, telephones. And when they did that, dude, the pay went up for everybody. Jobs were through the roof. All these companies now that used to be just one company that everybody had to compete to get into that one company, now it was 8 companies competing for workers, and now wages were going up. Like if they needed somebody in another city, they would give you a bonus. They'd be like, here's $1,000. Just drive over here to fucking Miami, be here Monday. We're going to give you $1,000 bonus. And then, you know, sometimes they'd fly you out and have a hotel and have a car. Actually, in the 80s, they were they would fly you out, have a hotel, have a car for you, take care of everything because they needed people and they had to compete against other companies to get those people. So I don't understand, man. We need some antitrust in this country, like so fucking bad. So fucking bad. It would be like immediate improvement to like wages. And you need to be like across the board doing it, not just like any monopoly, like not just Google. I'd say if there's like any industry where there's only like 3 or 4 major players, I would break that up and make that 8. Why not? Because it's just going to become a monopoly anyway. And a lot of times they're smart enough to leave it at like a triopoly or segopoly, whatever the fuck it's called, and to not actually merge, because they know if they were to merge, that's going to bring, you know, it's going to bring more eyeballs and the more of a chance of being broken up. So if you stay at just like 3 companies, you can price fix behind the scenes. You can do all that pretty stuff, and the government will kind of leave you alone. What's up, Corey Mason? Yeah, I've been super busy. Rarely noticed the live stream, just plowing through it. You? What's up, Corey? Good to see you, man. Yeah, the live streams are regularly at 9. Like I said, I wasn't going to do one tonight, but, you know, when I would normally relax after I did my edit, it was like 9:30. I was going to sit down and play some fucking Kingdom Come 2, or maybe some Puck or something, and just relax. And yeah, then I get the email, and it's like, it's always something, man. Always something. Always something with these people, dude. There's always a problem. Yahoo Finance Op? Yeah, let's bring back Yahoo, dude. No, but I really think it would be a boom if all of a sudden you broke up Google into a bunch of different companies. Maybe even YouTube, you broke that up, you know, into like a few different entities as well. So those companies had to compete for users. It would make such a big difference. because part of why they're able to act this way is because they have no competition. That's the reality, man. Take care, Corey. Let's see what else you guys are saying. What do you think of these credit card Karens stop providing payment processing for certain video games on Steam? Yeah, well, that's terrible. I mean, that's another problem. That's another place where it's like, too much centralized power. It's even something that like Thomas Jefferson talked about. Like, it's not just the government that can bring tyranny. Private entities can bring tyranny, and this is what we're seeing now. It's like it's a combination of the government and private corporations. Just fucking over our freedoms, dude. Oh, we don't like what you said, so now you can't have a payment processor, you can't make a living. Oh, we don't like what you said, and okay, we're gonna ban you and stop sharing your content to your viewers. And it's like, yeah, something's not right about that, man. The riots were fun streams. Yeah, we need more riots. Just kidding. They weren't riots. They were peaceful ICE protests, guys. That's why I called them ICE protests in my stream, because it felt like if I put like LA riot, it wouldn't get the reach, because I did LA riot a few times, didn't get as much reach. But then when I titled it ICE protests, all of a sudden it got more reach. Convenient, but it makes sense, Governments and corps are one and the same at this point. Yeah, pretty much, Gully. Pretty much. It's back in Thomas Jefferson's time, it was rare for a company to become a corporation. Like, you had to get like a special like permission from the government in order to be a corporation. I forgot what they called them back then. They didn't even call them corporations. I read about this shit, but I forget all the exact wording. But I think we need to change corporate law altogether, man. The idea that corporations have the same rights as individuals, that's retarded. That's a huge problem we're dealing with now too. And then it's the fucking tax codes created and made in such a way where like corporations have an advantage. Where like if you become a self-proprietor and you start a business and you start doing well, unless you know all the tricks, and you got a high fancy accountant, which they'll tell you just to become a corporation. But if you try to do it just as a regular person, you're just a sole proprietor, you're going to pay so much more in taxes. And that's a big way to control things. Like, you don't want people working for themselves. Well, tax them more than somebody working for a corporation. And now you work for a corporation, you're a little more under control because you have to behave in a way the corporation approves of, or you lose your ability to earn a living. So it's just more control over people. You would think at some point, with the way things are going with like, Uber and all these like jobs where you can work for yourself, like the government would get more serious about evening the playing field so that like you're not fucking punished for working for yourself. But right now they do. They punish you in form of you have to pay more taxes. You used to get a charter. That's what they called them, right? Charter companies or something, right? Yeah, it wasn't even a thing. And then, there was a lot of people that were worried about that, like private, not just the government, coming in and fucking everything up, but, private entities doing it. And that's where we're at right now. We got both. We got the best of both worlds. You're going to need them to gene edit your procreation after they destroy it. What are we talking about here? Good doggy. Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance 2 was awesome. I just made a bunch of health pots and sold them to buy all the best gear. Dude, it's a great game. I love that game. I love that it's like not in a fantasy world. It's like real world. Like you're not dealing with like goblins and shit. Like it's like army shit. You're fighting soldiers. They have a few like supernatural quests, but they're funny because it's not supernatural. It's just people being idiots. Like you go around investigating this castle. There's like a devil. They think the devil's in the castle, and you got to go spray holy water on the fire. But it's pretty obvious. It's just like they're just a bunch of fucking nutcases who think everything's the devil. Anyway, yeah, that's a great game. If you haven't played it, you're looking for a fun game. That's a fun one, and you'll sink a lot of time into it. It's a long game. It's a long one. Just like they punish you with tax for finding love and getting married. Yeah. There's a lot of really dark things in our tax code that promote like they don't promote what's best for people, dude. It's that's one way to control people is through taxes. If you tax something more than the other, you're basically dissuading people from doing that thing it's taxed more. I was at work today and had two officers come in to question me about my YouTube comments. I live in Ashland, Kentucky. Jesus Christ, what? Jeremy Fleshman. That's pretty insane, Jeremy. You need to make a video about that, Jeremy. You need to document that and make a video so we understand. That sounds like something people would watch. Jeremy says, I was at work today and had two officers come in to question me about my YouTube comments. I live in Ashland, Kentucky. Huh. What were you saying on YouTube, man? You weren't calling for the death of anybody, I hope. Were they just mad? Were you getting a little too free with the speech, Jeremy? You're being a little too free. I'm fine with paying taxes, but it's way overkill. We got tax literally for everything. Yeah, no, it's beyond overkill, and I think our tax dollars are better served locally. I remember one stream I was like, we really need to drastically reduce the size of the federal government to the size of like what it's supposed to be in the Constitution. It's something that would make our founding fathers proud. And then somebody in the comments was like, well, then who's going to be the government? Like, who's going to be, I forgot how they said it, but they didn't seem to understand, like, we have states. The states can take over. So whatever the federal government doesn't do, the states can do it. And then you have a little bit of competition between states to who does it better. And your taxes, you still pay taxes. They just go locally. You have more control over it. It just seems like a much better situation, especially when we've already gotten to this point where the federal government is just completely out of control and corrupt as shit. Like, yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen, though. Like, even Social Security and Medicare, all that could be fucking moved to the states. Could be all be moved to the states. It would probably, to do it right and make sure nobody gets fucked over, you'd probably have to, as a federal government, you'd probably have to subsidize it and kind of kick some money towards the states to get it kicked off. But once you do, then it's off your books, dude. And yeah, maybe you take a one-time hit, but once the states take over and the states are figuring out how they each state wants to do its own retirement plan for each person, I even think you could give people their money back who paid into Social Security. I know it sounds crazy, but you could do it. You could be like, you want your money back, or you just want to roll it over to a state plan, and there'd be a big hit, but that big hit would be worth it to get it off our books so that we can actually start not having such a huge entitlement fucking budget for our federal government, and maybe start paying the debt off, We lost that war. Which war was that, Cannabis? Which war did we lose? We've lost a lot of wars. Yeah, we're pretty much a conquered people at this point. I switched the word white with the word black and copied another comment. Ooh. What state do you live in, Jeremy? Was it the feds that visited you, or was it local state police? Somebody probably reported you, Jeremy. That's probably what it was. Someone was like, this person's a dangerous, fucking crazy, right-wing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Jeremy, you're not allowed to say that, Jeremy. What's your problem, dude? You think you got freedom of speech, Jeremy? What you doing? Yeah. It is kind of weird, dude. The world we live in, where like you can say something, but you just switched one word and all of a sudden it's bad. Like when it comes to race. I know what you're saying. Just be careful, Jeremy. Just be careful, man. I think you should be all right. I'm sure somebody just reported you and they're just like, oh, we got to check on this, make sure he's not some extremist. But that seems fucking stupid. But you're not the first person this has happened to. This has happened to quite a few people where they say something online and all of a sudden it was happening in 2020 a lot, wasn't it? I think 2020 was like the worst. Your state wouldn't be able to afford anything. I think the state could afford stuff because instead of paying federal taxes, the states can raise taxes because now no taxes are going federally, basically. There's a way to do it, Jason. Don't be a naysayer. Don't be a naysayer. 762, what do you say? I have had my weed stomped by cops. I've had my weed stomped by cops with no citation. Before shit sucked, I had spent a paycheck working part-time on that gas. Don't get karma for destroying it. Yeah, that's no fun, dude. That's no fun. But at least, I don't know if you have what state you live in, but I got busted with weed when I was like 16, 17. And sure would have been nice if they would have just thrown it away. It was such a tiny amount. But nope. They had to go and fucking hit me with the book. I had a cop dump out my weed on the floor and after a traffic stop and ask me to stomp on it. Look, I know that sucks, but if you're in a place where they could literally, it's illegal and they could give you, possession of marijuana, if a cop does that, that's a cool cop, I used to see that in San Antonio. Like, I was in a small town when I got busted with weed. Small towns, they're just like, oh, thank God, there's finally somebody did something we can get them for. But then when I moved to San Antonio and I was in my early 20s, I worked at a convenience store, and I would see people pull up to the convenience store, and like a cop. One time specifically, I saw a cop basically search the guy's car, and he had a joint in the ashtray of the car. And he was like, "Get rid of that shit, dumbass," and that was it. And I was like, "Damn, why couldn't the cop did that to me?" And yeah, I still think I was framed. By the way, maybe one of these days I'll tell that whole story. I had an officer catch me and my friend's freshman year in college smoking by the river, and he made us toss it in the rivers. Yeah, those are good cops, dude. It sucks you're losing your weed, but dude, I wish I had a cop like that. Because I didn't. I had a cop who was like, oh boy, I get to ruin this little 17-year-old kid's life now over some fucking weed. In mine, it was a lighter, just like this, a Bic lighter. And it had, I'll get into it. What the fuck? What else are we doing here? I went to school that day. I was smoking weed. I had a joint in my pocket that day for lunch because we could leave campus during lunch. So I left during lunch. I would normally leave during lunch and smoke a joint, then go back to school. Yeah, I was a bad kid. But I had no weed in my car. Only had one joint rolled in my pocket. And then they had a drug dog come that day. And as I'm in fucking home ec, one of my friends, John, comes by, knocks on the door, and goes and asks the teacher if he could speak to me. So I go outside to speak to him, and he's like, "You got any weed on you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a joint in my pocket." And he was like, "Give it to me, give it to me. There's drug dogs at your car." So I gave him my joint, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank God, John, because yeah, now I don't have any weed. Obviously, there's no drugs in my car. I knew I had no weed in my car." But I did have a couple empty packets of cigarettes in the back seat. I don't know if that's what made them think they were gonna. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how the weed got there. But anyway, so eventually I get pulled out of class by the principal. I go to my car. This fat loser piece of shit with his drug dog is at my car, and they pull out a Bic lighter, and it's got a bud. At that time, it wasn't like the type of weed we have now. It was like that Mexican dirt weed, and there was a bud stuck like in the chain mechanism of my lighter. Just a tiny little bud. And he takes it and he tests it. And he's like, "Yep, that's definitely weed." And at this point, I don't even know what to say. I'm just like in complete shock. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I get arrested at school, get sent to the jail. Then they transport me to county. And then I was out by like 5 o'clock, but then I had a year of probation. Ended up fucking up school. Ended up being why I dropped out because the summer between then and going because I got it transferred to San Antonio from Corpus Christi or Aransas Pass, or Sinton was the actual county. I got my probation transferred. So there was a delay between when I was going to start my probation, and that was the summer. So I went to work with my dad. And then at that point, I didn't give a shit about school because I was making money and working. And anyway, I think I was framed. I don't know. Look, small town where I grew up, 7,000 people, Aransas Pass, Texas. One of the places I grew up, what I call one of my hometowns. Car doors unlocked. I know that's stupid now, but that's what we did in a small town. We didn't fucking lock our doors. We didn't give a shit. Nobody was breaking into cars. It was a very safe town. And I have theories. Maybe somebody went in my car to smoke a joint. Maybe that fuckhead with his drug dog, maybe he planted it on me so he can make some money, because I'm sure they were getting paid by, when they busted people. I don't know. But it is weird when you have no weed in your car, and then all of a sudden there's weed in your car. That's why I feel like I might have got framed, But yeah, it didn't ruin my life, Cult of Carney, but it did severely fuck it up. But yeah, I recovered. Who framed Pink Trip? Yeah, I wonder about that too, MAKO. I have questions. I'm even suspicious of some of my friends. Like, did you get to school that morning and go into my car to smoke a joint because my car's open, and then you left that bud in my lighter? Like, somebody put that fucking bud in my lighter. I didn't put it there. I used that lighter. I was smoking cigarettes at that time. If there was a fucking weed bud in my lighter, I would have seen it on my way to school as I was smoking a cigarette. So it's weird. Weird. Yeah, regular weed is still criminalized in MAKO. You have THCA is not. But yeah, small town Texas, you got to be careful with weed. You don't want to be driving through small town Texas with weed, because they will hit you with the book and fuck you up as much as possible. The big cities, they don't really care that much. Like you'll get the cop that goes, "Yeah, just clean it up, clean that shit up, get it out of here." But in the small towns, they're like, oh boy, fuck yeah. 10 cop cars show up and they fucking act like they just like arrested a serial killer or some shit. Well, Andy, yeah, I'm not lying. I would have no reason to lie. I mean, I admit I was smoking weed at the time, like I was. But if I know what I know. There was no weed in my car. I'm not that like the drug dog was a regular occurrence at our school. Like you knew not to keep drugs in your car if you were not a fucking retard, you know. So it's just like, so how? And then it wasn't like a bud that fell on the ground that I didn't see or something. No, it was weed that was literally stuck in the chain mechanism of my fucking lighter. Like what? So weird, dude. So weird. But yeah. So then I ended up being on probation, and it sucked because I was gonna just completely drop out of school at that point. It was my junior year, going into my senior year. And, because I had gone to work with my dad, I was making more than my teachers, which was crazy. But then when I got to the probation officer in San Antonio, he wouldn't let me leave the state to work. So I went back for my senior year and I didn't even go to school. I had no interest in school at that point. I was totally done with school. And my senior year, I didn't even go back. I was supposed to go, but my dad was out of town working and I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to school. And then eventually the principal called my dad and was like, yeah, we're kicking your son out because he's not even showing up to classes. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I just don't care, And then my probation ended and I went to work with my dad. And yeah, so I was all right. Luckily, I had a father who I could work with and he could teach me a trade. And I was actually pretty good. I know a lot of people go, oh, my fucking nepotism. No, I was actually good at it, surprisingly, So yeah, it was fun. It was a good time working with my dad. Some of the best times of my life, honestly, traveling around with my dad, working. Everybody should work with their dad if they can. You really you learn to appreciate your father more, Take care, Jeremy. Good luck, man. Hopefully they don't arrest you for your hate speech, okay? I cook math in my elderly neighbor's shed. Okay, you might not want to say that out loud, hiatus. That's, you might not. That might be something that's not worth, sharing with the public, hiatus. Just FYI, in my opinion. John, my favorite subject in high school was doing broadcasting and journalism class at Park Hill South High School, guys, in Pink Trip. Oh, cool. You did journalism. Oh, shit, John. You should start your own channel, John. You're very popular. People would like it, man. You got to start your own channel. Cooking math is hard. Yeah, I'm just assuming he's saying he doesn't mean math. But maybe he means math. Maybe he's cooking up those numbers, Why did they remove? Because of Alex Jones, something like that. If you're asking about the video that got removed, basically, if I can see it in here again, it gives me an explanation here. Of course it doesn't. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Content that violates YouTube's terms of service or that encourages others to do so is not allowed on YouTube. This includes posting content previously removed for violating our terms of service, posting content from creators with a current channel restriction. That's what it is. See, and it's not like I'm posting. See, this is where it's fucked up because I'm not posting Alex Jones's videos. I'm reacting to Alex Jones, what he's saying, adding transformation and commentary. At that point, it's not his video, it's my video. So you're saying that I can't even show Alex Jones's face is what you're saying. Posting such content is considered circumvention under our terms of service. So they think I'm like secretly working for Alex Jones trying to circumvent their system. No, Alex Jones is a public figure who's part of the zeitgeist and people talk about him and they react to him. And that's all I'm doing. It's just bullshit, dude. That's all it is. It's fucking bullshit. But yeah, that's how it goes. They get to fuck you and there's nothing you can do about it because they have all the power. Go to pause every 12 seconds or something. Yeah, I mean, that one was a complete fucking edit, Cannabis. Like, that was a transformative edit that used, like, it wasn't just a one long clip of Alex. Like, it was like edits, a bunch of clips of Alex and Joe to tell a larger story of their fallout that happened over the course of like months, if not a year. So it's somebody's either not doing their job or they don't give a shit and they're just coming after me. Because this should not apply. There's a reason why in 2019, fresh off of the fucking banning of Alex Jones, they had no problem with it. And it's been monetized for 6 years. And then all of a sudden now it's a problem. Oh, okay. I guess I'm the problem then. Yeah, Scale works. This is what they do all the time, dude. Same thing with Facebook. Like Facebook says, hey, you can edit. Like I forget their exact wording, but the way I edit my supercuts, there should be no problem monetizing it on Facebook. But yet they continuously demonetize me to the point where it's been like 3 years since I've been monetized on Facebook, and I was making a killing, dude. Part of why I did so well in 2020 and part of 2021 is because I was doing so well on Facebook, and I had YouTube and Facebook earning. And then Facebook restricted my monetization. And then I just had YouTube. And my YouTube was never really enough on its own because it was always hit or miss as to whether videos would go out or how many people would see them. You know, because people see like 100,000 views and think, oh, that's so much money. It's like, no, it's not. That's a short video like that. It's like $2 per 1,000 views. So maybe I make $200. $200 for like multiple days of work. Sometimes a week to 2 weeks. Like if I'm really going hardcore and there's an idea that's taken a long time to fucking get it where I wanted to be. So yeah, it's just, yeah, it sucks, man. Everybody's got, you know, it's always somebody there to ruin a good thing, you know? Can't just have a good thing. Someone's got to ruin it. I just don't understand as YouTube keeps switching its guidelines for what is considered the right amount of creativity. Yeah, sunshine like that. It's fucking dumb, dude. It's fucking dumb. You don't know from one day to the next. Like one day it's fine, the next day it's not. Like, how are we supposed to fucking, you know? You got to make the most watered down, boring content. And that's why you see a lot of watered down, boring content does so well on YouTube. These type of videos take forever to get right, hit to. Yeah. MMA KO makes them too, so he understands. It's you know, it's not just for me, it also was affecting my health. Like I was getting fat as fuck. I had no life outside of editing. I was sitting in front of my computer nonstop, editing nonstop. That's not good for your health, you know? And then when things are going well in 2020, I found a good balance. I'm like, okay, one video every 2 weeks, still a lot of work, but I'm not going to kill myself. But then, like, that's not enough. And then the more you fucking do these, the harder it is to do them quicker because it's like the idea's got to get better. You got to have better ideas and you got to take it to new places. So that means like more time and more creative, you know, output to like figure out how to do that, how to make it better, how to fucking evolve it, you know? And then you also get burnt out too, doing the same thing for 7 years. Like when it's new and fresh, it's kind of easy to fucking sit in front of your computer nonstop every day, all day. But after 6 years, it's like, oof, it's like a video game. Like for me, it's a lot like a video game. Like when you first start playing the video game, it's so much fun. And you just want to play the video game. But after 5 years, you turn the game on and maybe like 30 minutes you have fun and then you're like, I'm bored already. And that's not good for creativity. You don't want to be bored. You want to actually be like inspired and fully firing on all cylinders. So yeah, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means it just takes more time because you can't force inspiration. You can't force creativity sometimes. Yeah, Echo, people really don't know. People just think it's just it's so easy. Everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side. It's normal, you know. Like, oh man, you got it made, you know, you work for yourself, you don't have a boss, you don't got a 9 to 5. And it's like, dude, if I had a 9 to 5, I would have more free time. I'd have a, you know, sometimes a 9 to 5 sounds nice after you're fucking working, you know, 60, 80 hours a week to get some edits and some work done. Wait till everyone stops using YouTube out of boredom. It'll happen. Like you said before, they'll go the way of Facebook or MySpace before them. Yeah, I think what needs to happen, Hiatus, is there needs to be a better option that comes around that people move to, right? So there's got to be something where people get on that site and they start getting recommended content that's good to where they want to stay on that site. Because to me, when I go to Rumble, I don't got a recommended feed where it's like, oh, here's this documentary about like this thing that I'm interested in. You know, you don't get that on these other sites. Plus, they don't have the depth of content that YouTube does. So YouTube just has probably millions of videos you would like, whereas like Rumble it's not the same. So it's really hard for these places to compete. You know, that's why I really think you got to antitrust it at a certain point. You're gonna have to antitrust it and split it up. And then, you know, now, you know, you split up YouTube into like 4 companies, make those 4 companies compete. They all have the same technology and they can compete on a fair playing field. that's going to be for the customer, for the creator, that's going to be a fucking huge thing, and it needs to happen, but it never will. I agree, Goalie Squad. I'm not a big fan of Rumble. Not a big fan of Rumble. You hear about the Dare program with that they were running drugs or something? Yeah, I remember. I mean, I grew up with Dare. Don't do drugs, kids. Supposedly it didn't work very well. But yeah, I remember Dare. Yeah, I heard something about something with drugs. Like, of course they were doing drugs. Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Chatted $1.99. YouTuber union.
Well, I mean, if you're not gonna ever do antitrust and break them up, then yeah, that would be the only other option, right? As a YouTuber union. But I'd much rather see YouTube. I'd rather see Google broken up and then take YouTube, separate it from Google, break that up into like 4 different companies, or 8, or 16. I'd say like 4 to 8 companies. And that'll be a big deal. And you need to do that with all these fucking internet providers. It's just ridiculous how every city you have like maybe 1 or 2 options, and sometimes it's just one. Like, why aren't we breaking them up? Why aren't we breaking these companies up? I don't know. I guess they're just they do a good job of greasing the hands of government. That's why we need people like you over there on Rumble and music instead of the boring alt-right and docs. Well, yeah, Machiavelli, I have a Rumble page. Nobody was watching it. There's a certain point where it's like, I do a live stream over here, and then I go the next day to check the live stream on Rumble, and it's like 10 views. And it's like, it's extra work too, because Rumble is not as easy to like multi-stream to, and then I don't know what happened to YouTube, but it unsynced from my YouTube channel. I mean, with Rumble, but it unsynced to where it's not backing up everything on Rumble. And it just wasn't worth it to me. I went and looked and I'm like, dude, it's not worth it for 1 fucking view. Like, I do more views on Odyssey and there's like nobody on fucking Odyssey, BitChute as well. So yeah, I'll be forced to use Rumble. But yeah, if something happens and everything goes down, once again, go follow me on X. The link is in the description. It's just, at Pinktrip, PINGTR1P. But yeah, I will probably multi-stream here real soon to Kick, Rumble, X, Facebook, everybody. I'm just going to multi-stream to every fucking platform, just as a safety precaution, because I can't trust YouTube. Breaking up companies is what made Rockefeller even more wealthy. Each arm became an IPO. Yeah, I don't know. I know what I saw myself with AT&T, Packy, man. I know I saw my dad go from it was boom. It was a boom period, the 80s, when they broke up AT&T. Everybody working in telecom was fucking booming because now they had 8 companies that were competing for that same workforce. And the pay went up through the roof. So, I mean, you got to do it right. You can't just do it just to do it. You got to do it right in a way that will actually achieve the effect you want. And yeah, I mean, Rockefeller, that's a whole different time. I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm all for fucking breaking up YouTube and Google. I think you're ridiculous if you don't want to do that. We need antitrust in this country, man. It's like, capitalism's great, but the kryptonite to capitalism is a lack of competition, and that's where we're at right now. People wonder why capitalism sucks, is because there's not enough competition in the marketplace. Too many companies have cornered their markets, and they don't really have to compete anymore. For workers, they don't have to compete with prices. They don't have to compete at all. And yeah, so prices don't go down, wages don't go up. We need competition. And, if we want the best form of capitalism, we have to do that. It's way different now. Yeah, I mean, I don't got to go. I've heard that before, Machiavelli, about Rockefeller, but I mean, I don't know enough off the top of my head to be able to argue about that. But I know for myself in the 80s, I saw it myself. I saw the benefit of breaking up AT&T and how much that helped the workers and the customers too, because now you had 8 companies, fucking competing for those customers. But I specifically saw it firsthand from a worker's standpoint. You think about it, as you go to top, business people want to own it all. It's a logical progression. Yeah, it is logical. It's what everybody's trying to do. And it's like the government's job to realize when the season's over. It's like the NFL. Like, At the end of the season, you have one winner, and then you restart the season. You don't just leave that winner forever, and you need government to do that. You need government to know when it needs to step in and break things up. Be cool. I'd perpetually bought them. What are we talking about? I'm agreeing with you, Pink Trip Grad. Yeah, Machiavelli. I appreciate it. I could tell you were agreeing with me. I was just saying, like, I don't know enough about I've heard about it, about how Rockefeller actually made money off of Standard Oil being broken up, but I don't know enough about it to actually dive into the debate on that. So the best form of capitalism is one where there are guardrails and the government steps in when profit takes precedent over societal well-being. Pretty much, Doc Jeffrey, pretty much. You need competition. Like, capitalism becomes very disgusting and not beneficial to its people when you don't have competition. It's not capitalism at that point. So that's it. The government's got to do whatever. One of the few things, like, for me, I say the federal government should be smaller. One of the few things I think even a very tiny federal government should do is antitrust, and like at a way they should be doing it even more than what they do now, which is nothing, So I'm all for that. Was Rockefeller the guy who sank the Titanic? Oh, I've heard that conspiracy. I forgot who it was. Was it Morgan? Was it Morgan or was it Rockefeller? I forget. But yeah, it was all for the insurance money, because they built a fucking shitty boat, and they figured they'd make more fucking sinking it for the insurance money or something like that. I forget. But yeah, I've seen that conspiracy as well. JP Morgan too? Yeah. Rockefeller and Rothschild are one and the same, just different continents. Yeah, I mean, there's always, every area, you're going to have your winners, man. And if you don't do anything about it, they'll become little fucking dictators without even being in the government. They'll have more control than the government. Shouldn't we embrace the fact that capitalism is inherently flawed and that we need a more mixed economic system? I don't think capitalism is inherently flawed. It just has weaknesses. And, it's flawed. What's flawed is our government. That's what's flawed. Like, capitalism to me is still the greatest system we've seen so far. It doesn't mean it can't be improved upon, but it's just kind of dangerous because, who knows how it's going to work out. But, capitalism, when you have a healthy, competitive economy, is wonderful. But once you lose that healthy, competitive aspect of capitalism, then it becomes just like oligarchy. Two families with way too much wealth. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad times, man. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we, at some point, we're able to get a government in there that's, willing to do the least bit of fucking work to make the people's lives better, because it seems to do the exact opposite right now. It seems to be trying to make our lives worse and harder. China is not a communist country. Well, they have aspects of communism, right? I mean, the ruler of China, the party that's in power is the Chinese Communist Party. So, but they realize that, like, pretty smart, of China to realize, like, this is not going to work if we go full commie. We need to have like a hybrid situation where we have a private industry. They just have to, like, do what we tell them. Let's see what else we got here. Even Microsoft brought up a heap of creative indie devs that just shut them down and pushed Game Pass. Yeah. It's what they do, man. This is the problem. Like, any competitor to YouTube's just going to buy them out. And then YouTube's got, it seems like, so many politicians in their pocket. That they could do that and no one's going to stop them. Supposedly Gates given IBM tech for? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Same thing happened to Mr. Wobbles when he showed up on someone's Twitch stream after being banned. Yeah, well, you're not supposed to, like, I don't know. It's such a gray area with YouTube, because it's like, okay, Alex Jones is banned, but yet I'm allowed to interview Alex Jones, but then I can't react to something on his channel, something that's, culturally significant, that's, in the zeitgeist I can't talk about and react to. That doesn't make any sense. And it's like always, they just pick and choose how and when they want to enforce their rules. That's why their rules are written so open-ended, because it allows them to do that. If they were too specific, they couldn't abuse it, right? So they got to kind of leave it open-ended. Like the cursing one. It's like, oh yeah, you can say the F word, but just don't say it too much. Well, how much is too much? Is it 20 fucks? Is it 30 fucks? How many fucks per minute am I allowed? Like, okay, that's the open-endedness. It's like, oh, okay, well, we felt like it was a gratuitous use of fuck. Well, what is a gratuitous use of fuck? How many fucks am I allowed here? Let's be specific so I know how to follow these rules. There's just some dude in fucking some other country or who knows where that's going to decide whether it's a gratuitous amount or not. Like, it's just too open-ended. It's just, of course it's going to be abused. Yes, it makes no sense at all, John. We got you. Pink Trip, have you ever run for any sort of elected seat? No, half-baked. I've never run for office. Yeah, I mean, who has the money to do that? Like, to just drop out. I mean, maybe if I had a big enough following that I could solicit enough, like, political donations that I could run for office full-time, maybe, but that's the problem. That's why it's always rich people that get into office, because who has the money to do that? You know? Who has the money to just drop everything and fucking run for office, you know? Maybe one day, dude. Maybe if YouTube doesn't ban me one of these days, you know, I can use, you know, but then I would probably run locally, and I don't have a local audience, so I'd have to run. I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody should think about serving. But yeah, you go up against a pretty powerful machine. It's hard. It's hard as a regular, not fucking controlled person to have any success. You know? My BBC, all the stuff going on with Alex right now, I watch Infowars and they're trying to silence him hard. People think he's making it up, but I believe him. Yeah, Magavelli, that's one thing I've been talking about too. Because of the Sandy Hook lawsuit, they're trying to take him out. They're trying to get his company sold and shut down Infowars. So, but I mean, that shit's been going on for a long time now. You know, why now all of a sudden it's a problem? You know, it was way worse 2019. 2020 is way worse. The censorship and the algorithm, the way it behaved around Alex is way worse then, but it wasn't a problem then, but it is now 6 years later. It just doesn't make sense. But obviously, yeah. Obviously they don't like Alex Jones, man. They really don't like him. Contacting the people over the strikes. YouTube, the only way I could contact YouTube is on Twitter, dude. You know, I mean, I could do it right now. If you guys want to do it, I'll post a fucking thing to Twitter. You guys, anybody on X can share it, but that's the thing. YouTube's not going to see it unless a ton of people share it or like it. I don't know, because I've tried this before to like tweet at YouTube on X, and they've always ignored me. They've never responded. But yeah, the only thing I have is to hit this little button right here, which is to dispute it, and that came back 15 minutes later as denied. They denied my dispute, and that's it. I could try to go to the help chat or whatever and talk to them, but I've been down that route, and they're just gonna fucking copy paste some shit to me. That's what they do. Like, I saw this Star Wars girl just got demonetized on X, and it's a weird situation. I don't know exactly what's going on, but you know, she brings it up to YouTube, and what does YouTube tell her on X? They just copy paste the fucking community guideline. Oh, we know this is very difficult for you, and we're sorry you're going through this, but, and then just copy paste the fucking community guideline. Nobody wants to even work with these fucking people too. No one wants to actually take the time to look into anything. They're just like, oh, I can just copy paste this and then be done with it and move on to the next thing. Yeah, so Andy, thank you for posting that. Yeah, go follow me on X. Because, you know, if you like these live streams, you want to make sure you keep getting them. That'll be the place to be, to where when I go live, I will post it. And then you can at least have an idea of where I'm going to be at, you know? Assuming X shares it to you, because you know, X is the same way. Like, you never know if your fucking people are going to see your post. That's the worst thing. Like, when you're like completely throttled to shit and you really need to reach your audience because something like this happens, like, good luck. Good luck. You're gonna reach 100 out of 200,000. Maybe I should make a standalone video as well. God, my left eye has been so fucked today. I don't know what's going on with my eyes. But as I get older, my eyes are starting to have all kinds of problems. Like, this eye fucking, it just woke up all about, and it's not pink eye, I know. Everybody say pink eye. No, this is a problem that's happened like 3 or 4 times where I wake up in the morning and like my eye is like fucked. And then it clears up pretty quickly. That's why I know it's not pink eye. Because pink eye doesn't clear up that quickly. But it's annoying. Yeah, I think so too, Chrono. That's why I'm worried. Chrono, he says, sounds like they're watching you closely. Yeah, I mean, if they're going through videos 6 years ago and giving me fucking and removing them, I mean, fortunately, again, it wasn't a strike. So hopefully, like, again, do what you want to do, YouTube. Just don't fucking remove my shit. If there's content you don't want, fine, take it down. But just don't start striking me and fucking, don't do that shit. That's going to be ugly. I don't know how to watch your live streams, Pink Trip. Well, you're watching them right now, John. But I don't know what to tell you, John. Yeah, maybe go sign up for X. Not very hard. And then follow me on X at Pink Trip. And then one of these days, if I'm not on here, you can go look me up on X to see where I'm at. John, hopefully that won't be too difficult. But again, John, you know how to spell my name, right? PINGTR1P. Okay, I'll either be on Kick, Rumble, X, one of the other platforms if I'm banned from here, which hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I'm not, John. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. I already think I went. How long did I go? I just was going to do a short one. How long have we been talking here? Hour and a half? Man, these go by so fast, dude. These go by so fast. Half-baked, I don't know what it is. It seems like it might be something to do with psoriasis. I don't know, because I've been getting like psoriasis around the eye as well. So as I'm getting psoriasis around the eye's also acting weird. So I don't know. I've had psoriasis for like 20 years. And it seems to be getting worse at this stage of my life. So I don't know what it is, man. Might be something to do with my autoimmune disorder. Because it's really fucking me up lately. It's been tough keeping it off my face. And it's fucking up my fingernails. My fingernails are starting to look fucking terrible. They're coming out of the bed and just getting all fucked up. So I'll probably end up... That's usually a sign it's going to progress to like psoriatic arthritis, which is no fun because then it's not just your skin, it's now your bones as well that start having problems. And then it's not just, oh, my skin sucks and itches and is inflamed and feels like I'm like taping fucking sandpaper over my skin. Oh, now it's also my bones that are going to feel fucked up. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll get rich soon and I can get on those expensive biologics, Arthritis of the eye. Who knows, man? I think it's genetic with me with psoriasis. I don't know. I've had like little improvements, but then it just always gets worse. Like it improves a little bit and then gets worse and improves a little bit. I'm sure the stress isn't helping because it does, every time YouTube does shit like this to me and I get more stressed out, it definitely doesn't help. YouTube can be a curse sometimes. I know it seems like I've said it seems so beautiful on the other side of the fence. Like, oh, those YouTubers haven't made it. No, it's a very stressful job that any minute you can be fired after you put years of work and you don't even understand why. Give them the love. I'll give them the love, bro.
Echowick super chatted $10. Give him the love.
I'll give him the love. Yeah, stress makes it up. Thank you for the 10, brother. Yeah, stress makes it flare up for sure. Half baked and bearded. Yeah, I gotta start like getting back into doing like a lot of like exercising outside. That always seemed to help me the most. Getting outside, exercising, breaking a good sweat, getting a lot of sun. But then it's weird because sun used to always help. But then, they tell you, well, be careful with the sun because the sun can make it worse. But then the sun always helped. But then the last few times I like got a lot of sun, it did actually seem to make it worse. Because like if I get a sunburn, then the thing with psoriasis, like if you cut yourself, like say if I cut myself right here, it'll heal, but then it'll form psoriasis where I had the cut. So it's kind of the same thing with sunburn. Like if you get sunburn, there's a chance that in the area you get sunburn, all of a sudden that can turn into a psoriasis thing. So it sucks, dude. I wonder like what is the cause of this? Is it genetic, or was there something in the water I was drinking, or was it because I was working at cell sites around the 5G shit all the time? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I try not to be too down about it because, as the Catholics like to say, everybody has their cross to bear. And if this is my cross, it's not that bad. It's not leukemia. It's not like, lung cancer or, severe mental, schizophrenia. It's, just a skin disorder that sucks really bad, but it's livable, Is it the CRISPR tech? Not a diet, but eating healthy. Yeah, Machiavelli. I could probably get even healthier. Like, I mainly quit drinking soda except for occasional treats. People see me drinking these and they think this is soda. It's like, no, this is just water. I have the little squeezer thing, and then I add this little orange tangerine. It's like adds like 2 calories, It gives it a little bit of flavor. And yeah, I eat meat and eggs. Meat and eggs is mostly what I eat. So I could try to get even cleaner, and go full fucking lion diet. But it looks like the lion diet, the Jordan Peterson stuff, turns out he actually had a mold allergy, and it was from mold. So I don't know, man. I think we're gonna find out, kind of the same way with like lead, where they realize, oh shit, lead is making people stupid. We got to get rid of all the lead in the air. I think we're gonna find out at a certain point in the future, probably after we're all dead, like, oh, it was actually this thing that was causing all of these autoimmune issues, because autoimmune issues are through the roof. Like, it's a huge issue. A lot of people have them, and they come in all different types. Like mine, psoriasis. But
Gully Squad super chatted $3.22. Always a pleasure. P1 Nung salute.
Salute to you too, brother. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of autoimmune issues going around, and they come in all kinds of different forms, dude. I just happen to have the psoriasis form. Eric Berg, yeah, MMA KO, trust me, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. The leaky gut theories, I've seen it all, man, and I've tried it all at this point. Vitamin D, I take a vitamin D every day. I try to get sun. It's a certain point where you get burned out, dude, with like you try 100 different things and like nothing improves it. You just like you get burned out. You get fucking burned out. Got to be the chemicals. Glyphosate, could be some glyphosate shit. Who knows, dude? It's a syrup that sparkles. Javi is magical coffee. Check up DMSO. That's one thing I haven't tried, but I keep reading about that DMSO. There's always some new thing, like they're saying ivermectin for psoriasis, and this for psoriasis, and that for psoriasis. And dude, you can find, like, I think there's somebody out there, because psoriasis, there's no curing it, right? So it's big business to tell people that you can cure psoriasis. And come up with all these psoriasis protocols, because the doctors won't clear it. The doctors will be like, oh, well, here's the steroid cream. And, that will, it used to work for me, like steroid creams on my face. I could use it. It'll go away. Now what happens, I use the steroid cream and it just goes away for a little bit. As soon as I stop using the cream, it just comes back. So it's like, and then like the next step is they'll give you biologics. That's the new drugs, which like they target the specific mechanism within your immune system that's out of whack, that's causing your body to attack itself. And a lot of people have success with that, but they're so fucking expensive. They're like 10 grand a month. I don't have that kind of fucking money. I got to get rich or get a job that's going to give me insurance that will take care of that or something. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm not giving up on being rich. Maybe one day I'll be rich, or maybe just one day the drugs will get fucking cheap with the biologics. But yeah, so to me, that's what I'm seeing. But I still try to eat well. I try to do the best I can. The hardest part is like when it's like the itch is the worst part, dude. The itch and uncomfortableness is just insane, dude. It's out of control. It really is debilitating to your mental health. You just always feel like you have fucking. It's helped me. I've gotten like really good self control with like not scratching. I think that's helped me like self control in general. But yeah, it's like having poison ivy 24/7. It's no fun. Yeah, Red Bar got a autoimmune disease too. Yeah, I think he's. I don't know which one he has. I don't think he's talked about which one it is, but they're bad, dude. Your body's literally attacking itself. Like what it is for me is like what they say with psoriasis is your skin cells reproduce too quickly. So instead of the normal 2 weeks it takes for new skin cells to rise to the surface, it pushes my skin cells out like 4 to 5 days. So like that's where you see the like silvery like flakes, like people with psoriasis. You see like a silver fucking I forget the word they use for it, but it's like a patch and it's silver. So it's just skin that's come to the surface before it's supposed to. It's supposed to still be under your skin cooking, but it gets pushed to the surface too soon. So, and supposedly it's your immune system attacking itself. It's just, none of it makes any sense, dude. None of it does. Nature has the best natural foods, but they're destroying it. True. They want you eating that Beyond Meat, man. They want you eating that cancer meat. I heard that company's going belly up, though. That's good, right? Your ex-wife had plaque psoriasis. Did she die, or did she get rid of it half-baked? A lot of people do, man. It's gone up quite a bit. Itch, hay fever, all that sucks. Yeah, it sucks. like I said, I try not to be too down about it because a lot of people have a lot worse problems than I have. Mine's just, you know, it affects the way I look. You know, it affects a lot of parts of my personal life. You know, like I'm not going to go for a swim and show everybody my legs because I have a lot of patches on my legs and I'm very embarrassed about that. So it does like affect your, you know, your ability to live your life the way you want to, but I can still live my life. I'm not in pain with headaches all day and not able to get out of bed. You know, it's just a minor problem that can be dealt with. You know, you can live with it. Anyway, yeah, Beyond Meat sucks. Never ate it. Never will. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to play some play some video games. I don't know. Puck's another fun game. You guys got to play Puck. If you like hockey, go get Puck. I think it's free still. Or I don't know if it's free or if it's really cheap. But it's one of those games that like got a like one person made it and it's fucking amazing. It's like first person hockey where like you control just one hockey guy and your mouse controls the stick. It's such a good game, but it's got a long learning curve. But seriously, if you like hockey, go play Puck. All right, guys, we'll see you. I'll be on tomorrow. Should have be back to a normal. As long as I'm not banned tomorrow, I should see you guys again tomorrow for a normal stream. Yeah, take care, everybody. See you next time. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats and the support. Much love. Remember, go follow me on Twitter at x.com/pingtrip, PINGTR1P. Take care, everybody. Much love. We'll hit the outro for fun.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.